at some point, dude, you're 36.
Gonna be 37 in 20 days.
Gonna be 37 very shortly. And you still want to sound like you 21, dog? Like, my guy, my nigga, like, it's beyond you. Like, Father Time has caught up. Let it go.
Nah, bro, I'm so tired of having this conversation. And
Like,
I'm done with the conversation, right? I don't even want to talk about the album. Like, there's nothing to dissect, right? Like, I'm cool with the fact that this album isn't for me. I am 34 years old. I understand that. I have no problem with a nigga chasing a sound. I have no problem with a nigga trying to use the youth to stay relevant. My issue is that the music is bad. That's all. That's the only thing about it. It's just the music isn't bad. I mean, the music is bad. I don't care what the content of it is. I don't care what you're rapping with. I don't care really about the subject matter. Be creative. Be inventive. Dictate. Innovate. That's all I want from this nigga at this
Far
point,
from
bro.
it right now, bro. Far from it, man.
He is so lost in himself. He is so creatively bankrupt. He is so mentally immature as a man with a child. It is hard to take whatever he puts out on wax serious, right? So no, we're not going to discuss the album. We're not going to break it down. I truly don't give a fuck. I couldn't break it down if I wanted to. I didn't listen to it enough. I gave every song, and there's 23 songs, by the way. I gave every song 10 seconds before I was like, I can't listen to this anymore, dog. Because it sounds ridiculous.
It does.
So what I want to talk about is the reaction to the reaction of the album. I wish I clipped the conversation that we had a week ago about Drake and that last album and about the single that he dropped.
Right.
Because what I said is what the internet is saying now. Like, people are finally coming around and saying, yo, nigga, you 40, dog.
It's becoming more and more obvious, man. It's just blaring at this point.
Like, nigga, you 40, dog. You're going to have people who will say anything and justify bad music. I had one nigga on Twitter tell me the most ridiculous shit, right? This nigga told me when I said, yo, he should be making age-appropriate music. The nigga said, I enjoyed the album once I realized that it wasn't for me. It was for my daughter's volleyball team. So I said, I'm saying you're congratulating a 40-year-old man for making music that a middle school volleyball team could get hip to, dog? He replied. He said, my daughter is in high school. I said, so, you don't think that's still crazy?
Right. That doesn't change anything. Like, he's still not making music. He's still making, bro, what are you saying? What is he, did he really think he was cooking with that?
He really thought he was cooking with that. And that's how people, like, I'm seeing so many people saying, oh, if I think about it this way, the album is much more enjoyable. No, if the album just has to be enjoyable off the rip.
Right.
Travis Scott just dropped Utopia. Ain't nobody saying, dog, you got to listen to it like you got to put a tinfoil on your head to really get it. No. Nobody's fucking saying that. Because it's a great album.
Yeah. Right.
There's no prefixes that I have to put on it to enjoy it. If I got to do all this mental math, then maybe what I'm listening to is trash. And I thought about this. I thought about it on the way here, Rod. I figured it out. Drake is at a point where he is the iPhone of music artists.
It's a good way to put it.
He's easy to deal with, easy to understand, easy to use. But most importantly, you don't want to be the person that says that you don't like his music. Because that's essentially saying you are the person that has a green bubble text, dog. And nobody wants to be a green bubble, bro.
It's a great way to put it. That's a great way to put it, man.
People who are tricking themselves and are desperate to like this album are only doing that because they don't want to not feel cool and be a part of the crowd that likes Drake's music.
The kitty crowd, man.
Whatever crowd. This nigga was a grown man. If you are a nigga who tells me that and your daughter's in high school, obviously you're a grown-ass man. Like, you are somebody that wants to be a part of a crowd versus just saying, hey, is this good or not? I don't need this nigga to give me a thesaurus, bro. I don't need this nigga to turn into 1996 Nasir Jones, bro. Give me an Illmatic. I'm not asking for that, dog. I promise I'm not asking Aubrey to give me Illmatic. I'm not asking Aubrey to give me Reasonable Doubt, bro. I'm just asking the nigga to give me inspired music, bro. That's all, dog.
Show me that you're trying at least. Like, you know, the thing with Drake is, Herbie, if you've really been listening to his last few drops on his albums, he's been putting out the same exact album, but it gets worse every time. Each time, and this time, it's reached the climax. Like I was telling you pre-show, me and one of my coworkers, we were listening to the album. He was excited. He was like, "Oh, Drake dropped a new album." So I looked at him like, Drake hasn't really been hitting like that. He's like, "No, nigga." After every track, I would just give him this look. I just lean my head over and just look at him, and then he would switch the song. He kept switching the song. We didn't even get through the whole album. We couldn't get. It's 23 out. It's 23 songs. We probably got through like 13, and eventually he just switched it to reggaeton. He just said, let's just put this on the show. You know what I mean? Like it's a sad. It's always sad, Herbie. Excuse me. It's always sad when one of your heroes or someone that you admire, someone that you know, like someone whose heights that you saw, right? Like Drake at one point was the biggest star in the world when it came to music. And it's always sad when you see the old dog that just can't let it go, bruh.